K. Lee on the internet TV. Relational, uplifting, motivational. We coming straight from the heart with this one. Trying from the very start. She really tries to do her part. She comes straight from the heart.
Hello, and welcome to Straight from the Heart with Linda K. Lee on your internet TV. I want to thank everybody out there for taking time out of your Saturday to come and spend a little time with me, Linda K. Lee. Look, it's my introductory show, so it's a celebration. So celebrate with me. If you are on Facebook, and we're going Facebook Live, send some love. If you are looking at it on waen-tv.com, then let us know that as well. Call in. If you have any questions on the subject matter that we're going to talk about, call in. Towards the end, if you have a prayer request, call in. Email me. You can email me at lee3009@gmail, just in case you can't get through any other kind of way. So again, it's celebration time. Look, we have an awesome topics today. We're going to talk about love. We're going to talk about relationship. We're going to talk about the love and relationship of community. Think about that one. We're going to talk about the love and relationship of a man and woman who are distant. You remember Marvin Gaye's song, Distant Lover? Well, we're going to talk to two people who actually lived that life and how they were able to sustain their relationship. And now ladies, get this. I know some guys like this too, but ladies are going to appreciate this. We are going to talk about the love and relationship that we ladies have with fashion. That's right, with fashion. Look, before we jump into any of the subjects, before we introduce our guests, I want to tell you about something that's going on April 28th. Check this out. Don't go anywhere. Check it out.
Do when your relationship's midlife crisis is bigger than yours.
50 miles per hour takes you on a roller coaster ride through this complex thing called getting older. So whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50 or older, you'll laugh.
I'm Freddie. You can call me Freddie.
You'll cry.
You stopped being my friend a long time ago.
And you'll definitely be able to relate.
Yeah, girl, I'm tired of meeting guys on those stupid dating sites. I tried a new one. Ooh, SookySookyNow.com. I got desperate with that one.
50 miles per hour, Saturday, April 28th at the Kroc Center Theater.
967 Dewey Street, Atlanta.
Woman, what you want from me? I work every day. I pay all the bills. I keep food in the refrigerator. I put up with you, your friends, your mood swings. For God's sake, I'm only human.
50 miles per hour. Tickets are on sale now at eventbrite.com.
Also, your tickets include a meet and greet reception.
Don't miss 50 miles per hour, a Lee Legacy production.
That's
Well,
right.
hello, lovely
miles
lady.
per hour. That's my new production. It's going to be Saturday, April 28th at 4 o'clock p.m. at the Salvation Army Kroc Center. Go on out on Eventbrite and get your ticket today. Now, did you hear the announcement? The announcer said that your ticket was going to include a reception, meet and greet. He did not lie. You get a chance to hang out with the cast, take pictures, and break bread with us. So we cannot wait to see you at this show. If you've ever been to any of my shows, shout it out. Put it on Facebook. Call us up and let us know which show you were at. Was it Solidus 1, Solidus 1-1, Solidus 1-2? We've done it about 4 times. Maybe you were at Flatline Love, or maybe you came to see It's Mine to Keep. Well, now we want you to come out on April 28th and check out 50 miles per hour. Okay. So I told you that I had some awesome guests today. I told you that we were going to talk about the relationship of a community, the relationship between a man and a woman. And I also told you, ladies, that we were going to talk fashion. We're even going to meet the woman, that designer that made the dress that I have on. So without further ado, I bring to the stage Jamal and Mariama Lee. I can hear the applause, even if you can't. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for coming. Okay, so we're just going to talk and chat and have a good time. Okay? I'm trying to figure which one I want to talk about first. Okay, do I want to talk about the love of fashion and the big fashion show on tomorrow, Miss Tanya Lady T. Wilson show, sassy but classy? Or do I want to talk about the love of a man and woman? Or do I want to talk about the love of community? And because you are my guests and all three of them are about you, you tell me what you want to talk about first.
We can talk about marriage because we are first.
Okay.
And the other thing.
And everything. So what I'm hearing you say, this is how my coach Glenn P. Brooks and my classy love couples learn. Once we speak, we go back and say, so what I'm hearing you say is your marriage comes first. So I put a post on Facebook yesterday. I said, first. Your marriage should come first, your spouse, before anything else except God, of course. But everything else, I don't care if it's your career, I don't care if it's your job, your school, I don't care what it is, the children, you hear me, mommies? The husband, the wife, the spouse, the actual entity of the marriage itself comes first. So I appreciate that. I can appreciate that. So Mariama and T, what I want to talk about, Jamal, is the distant lover. So Marvin Gaye was talking about the fact that he was apart from his lover. You guys were apart 17 months almost because he would come and go. Okay? He got married, he had to leave. He came back, he had to leave. Tell me about that. I want to know, what was that like the very first time after you got married, after you were married and you had to part ways? Either one of you can start, but we want to hear from both of you.
So I'll say that we dated distant. So it started off distant because when I met her, we met in a country called Guinea in West Africa.
Now, which Guinea? Because everybody gonna say Guinea-Bissau.
The real Guinea, the Republic of Guinea. The rest of the Guineas have other names to them. But no, we met in Guinea Conakry, and we met in a city called Mamu, and neither of us lived there. So when we met in a place where neither of us lived, and so we went back to our separate cities. And so even from the offset, it was a long-distance relationship, which started off as a friendship.
So you started out being Marvin Gaye's song,
and so then we made up plans. I told her when I was coming to Conakry, I would call her, and we would get together. And we did that, and then I had to leave Guinea because of my job. And then we reconnected when I got back to the United States. And then we just started to talk all the time on Facebook. Then it maneuvered from Facebook to different, to Viber, to Tango, to WhatsApp, to
so those of you
Messenger.
that don't know anything about social media, this is like Chinese, right? Okay, go ahead.
So I'm thinking, okay, this is cool. This is fun. We're having a good time. And, you know, I can see her anytime I want to. With technology, things have gotten a lot easier to communicate with people, not in the same country. And so we were having a good time talking to each other, getting to know each other. And then we got serious. And then we got married. Let's just jump to that.
Okay. Serious and then married. That works. I would hate for you to get married and then get serious. But okay.
So here's the thing that got me, that made me realize that marriage is real. As soon, like I said, we were distant the whole time and we were having fun. We would see each other when we saw each other. And then when we got married and I had to leave, it was like somebody had ripped something out of me on the way. And we hadn't even parted ways yet. It was the day that I was supposed to catch my flight. I could feel it already. Like, this is going to be hard.
Okay, I need tissue early. Okay, you're messing up my makeup. Okay, go ahead.
So we get to the airport, and what I love about getting is the whole family comes with you to the airport. So she was there, my mother was there, her mother, my mother-in-law, brothers and sisters, aunties, and everybody was there to get me into the airport. She walked me in, and there's an escalator that goes up to the terminal, and I had to go up the escalator without her. They let her go in to the airport with me, which they don't usually do. But they let her go into the airport without a ticket with me. And then when I had to go up the escalator, it was like real. I had to leave. And I knew I had to leave because in order to get the visa process going, I had to do it from over here to make sure that everything was done correctly. But it was difficult, and I got on the airplane and just kind of like leaned my head on the window and cried.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay, Marion. Did it start at the escalator? Did it start the day before like him? Did it start that day of? Did it help that your family went with you? How do you think you would have handled it without them? And how did you handle it, period?
I think without my family, maybe I could try crazy. It was so hard for me. And something funny I did, like the day before his flight, I opened his suitcase. He had a big, giant suitcase. And I opened it, and I put myself inside the suitcase. He was in the bathroom. He came out. He found me in the bathroom. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "You are taking me with you." So that
One
was
way or
so,
the other.
yeah, that was so funny. And as soon as it was close to his flight, my heart was full. I felt like a part of me was getting far away from me, and that was hard for me. It was so hard for me. And he was asking me, "Are you okay?" I said, "No, I'm not."
Oh, so you didn't even try to lie?
No.
Put on no fake face?
No,
No.
I'm not okay.
No.
I tried to have fun for the last few hours we are together, but I wasn't okay. He said, "I'm not okay." And when I saw him going up those escalators without me, that was hard. I cried all night. I talked to him on my way back to home. We was talking on phone, and I get back to her when he was in the flight. He said, "Okay, it's time for me to hang up." That was the hard. I cried all night, and anytime he leave me at the airport, it was the same ritual.
Oh wow.
And I get sick the day after
Physically
that.
sick. Right.
Physically sick the day after that because I cried so hard, make me sick.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I missed my cousin wedding after his. No, I didn't. I wasn't able because I
Is
was
she watching
sick.
today? We're sorry,
Yeah,
Connie.
I'm sorry.
We apologize. Okay, I'm apologizing on behalf of her.
So I missed that wedding because I was sick. I was completely sick and in my bed. So let me tell you, it's hard when you watch somebody who you love leaving you at the airport and you don't have any moment where to go to him because the process for the visa takes so long. And let me tell you, it was terrible.
Got a question. So there was a process for the visa. Was there a time that you felt like it wasn't going to happen where the enemy tried to bring doubt in your mind or people around you? Because that can happen. People try to put doubt. Was there a time that you felt that way? Jamal, you're trying. Was there a time you said, okay, maybe I missed God on this one or something?
It wasn't a feeling of missing God, but I was nervous and scared because I had never done this before. And I kept asking people who had gone through it, like, okay, what's next? What's the timeline? What is a average timeline? And it just seemed like I would get these vague answers from people. And then I would call immigration, and their answers were ridiculous. Like, either when they did answer the phone, the person who answers the phone doesn't know the answers to the questions.
Oh my God, that's just customer service here in Atlanta. But okay, so,
but it was like, okay, I have to send this to Chicago, and then, all right, now I have to send the same thing to Texas. And it's like, why can't Chicago just send what I just sent to Texas, or just fax it over? But no, I had to send the same pictures, the same papers, signed again, notarized again, do whatever. And so I hired a lawyer because I didn't want to mess up anything.
Right.
And even that was difficult. And I was like, okay, on the phone with him, trying to figure out, okay, what's the timeline? I was just nervous that something was going to be missing. I made sure that I did express mail so that I had a receipt every time, because they didn't want anything UPS or FedEx, which comes with receipts. So I had to go through the U.S. Postal Office, but I had to pay extra money to make sure that I got a receipt so that I know what date it's supposed to arrive. I can call to make sure that it got there if anything happened. And then I had to resend certain things because something was missing, and the birth certificate or the marriage certificate needed to be translated. Had to pay for that.
So
and then it was too small.
So the marriage license had to be translated. What was the marriage license in?
It was in French.
Oh, okay. So the first two lines of your marriage license says what? Tell us in English and then tell us in French. Because they're looking at the license like, okay, and what is this?
So it's an interesting piece of paper. It's like a little strip of paper with our names on it, parents' names, the witness, and it just says your name, her name, parents' name, witness name, and like civil legal writing, it would say some jumblized words in English, still like legal jargon. If you ever read the Constitution, it's like reading backwards. But so it was that. But when we made a copy of it or scanned it, it was too small, and so then I had to get you to make a giant copy of it because, well, I was in Peru.
You were in Peru. I was going to make sure it was bigger than this, right? Look, I wasn't going to have. You weren't going to come back at me and get me.
Let me tell you something funny. All of those documents, those many pictures he sent, I saw all of them at Senegal. They have to give me back some of the double copy he sent.
Now, Senegal, for those of the audience that don't know Senegal.
Senegal is still in West Africa, next to my country, and we have an American embassy in my country, but I don't know, for some reason, you need to go to Senegal to have your visa to come here.
Like she said, in Conakry, there's an American city.
Where she lives, in Conakry.
Right. The city she lives in, there is an embassy to the United States.
Right.
Where we had to go there to get permission to get married.
But you can't go there.
But they don't process visas to the United States.
Okay.
So
that's like going to Kroger. Okay, let me get this. Okay. So that's like going to Kroger. They sell cucumbers at Kroger, right? They got cucumbers. And I actually went there about the first cucumbers. But if I want to make a salad and I need lettuce to go with my cucumbers, I need to go to the Kroger in Union City. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. So, and it's weird because...
And you were still in love. You at no time you were like, okay, forget this.
Here's who all have to go to Senegal. Guinea, Sierra Leone, Gambia. I think Liberia processes their own. I don't know. But we met so many... And it's crazy. You're sitting at the embassy in Dakar, which is the capital of Senegal, and they don't have anywhere inside of the building for you to sit.
Oh, stop.
You have to wait outside across the street.
Oh, stop.
Looking at the embassy. This is how ridiculous it is.
You're in love.
And so
no chairs, and I got to stand up.
She could go in. She was the one being interviewed.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm the person who's the American citizen. I go, they won't let me in the building.
And they did it in English. Or did they do it in French as well?
Yeah, I got an interview in French.
Oh, good. good,
that
good,
interview
good.
in French.
What was your first question? Give them your first question.
The first question they asked me
Say it in
is,
French and then translate it.
Qu'est-ce que vous faites lorsque vous êtes ensemble?
Okay.
Uh,
Now I know it sounds like Captain Crunch. Do you want milk? But I promise you, that's not what she said. What did you just say?
so they asked me what we do when we are together.
Oh, okay. So they were just trying to make sure you're really married.
Yes.
And what you say?
So I explained to them we travel a lot.
Okay.
We go to the restaurant, movies,
Uh-huh.
dancing, and they have those pictures
Okay.
because we are we take picture of everything.
Right.
So
100 pictures.
yeah, and we did after the wedding. Yeah, after the wedding, we went to like a long trip. Something just okay. We have the first thing. We had one destination. Then while we are going that destination, we put many destinations inside of it. And when we told my parents we are in Mali, they say
So
you
now
guys-
Mali is another country.
another country. Yeah.
Okay, so you went from Conakry
Conakry to Mali.
to Mali.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And then you went to Dakar, which is in Senegal.
Yeah.
I'm almost there. What? I'm ready to go now. I know how to get there. I know the places.
So,
Now, which one the hot one now? That's the one, I can't read. Okay, the hottest. Okay, because that's why I haven't went, because,
So,
I don't
for-
think they sell hot flash fans.
For the
there.
audience watching, she just asked which of the West African countries is the hot one.
Okay, you're making fun of me. I'm trying to get this.
No, but Mali.
One night you told me when you sleep at night that you could sleep in a puddle of your sweat.
Yeah, that was in Sigiri.
Cigarette. So the
And
temperature.
and in Mali, Sigiri is in Guinea, but it is closer to Mali than it is to pretty much anything
So
else.
your
in Guinea.
temperature is over 100 at night.
Sometimes when it was extreme, the temperature was usually like 94
At midnight.
at night. Yeah,
Okay, so I won't be going this year. Okay,
but
so,
the thing is, in Conakry and in Dakar, there are beaches, and so there are things to do. In Dakar, there are beautiful beaches.
so let me pull you back. So let me get to the distant thing. So you get married and you separate, and that's crazy and it hurts. Tell them exactly the process. It was 17.
So
When did you go back to the question when I asked when you felt like you were about to give up? What were the people? Did you have naysayers? Did you have people telling you, "Hey, this is a joke," something?
Not to me directly.
Not to you directly.
Not to me directly, but they was using my parents and telling them, try to make them doubt of my husband's sincerity. And because of the immigration had my own email address, they were sending me directly the paperwork with after each step. So some people say to my parents, usually when an American people marry somebody who's not American, the process not take long, and they can be able to take those people together. Their wife is them, but they don't know when that happen.
Right.
Is the process they do the process before the wedding.
So let me ask you this: when they were telling your mom and dad, first of all, you don't mess with nobody's mom and dad,
No,
and so they're telling your parents pretty much that he macking you and he ain't coming. Okay, so let me just say it for the people. That's pretty much what they were saying. He is full of it.
yeah, they were saying,
Did
and
your mom and dad believe it? And when your mom and dad came to you,
they came to me.
what would you say?
They asked me, what's going on? What is the step? What is the process? I say, I have all of the paperwork from the immigration.
But did you feel doubtful?
No,
Why?
because I believe in him. I have full confidence in what he was doing and his sincerity. And another thing I was doing, even if he wasn't sincere in the process he was doing, anytime he has like a week off from his graduate school,
Right.
he was spending that with me in Guinea. He put his last dollars in a plane ticket
To come and see you.
to come to see me.
So let me tell you what that sounds like to me. I jumped all the way in the in the Bible when I heard that. So there are these three Hebrew boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. So the king told them, if you don't bow down to me, I'm going to throw you in this fiery furnace. I'm talking about it's hot. You're going to die. Then he told them, but you got a chance. Bow down to me. So I'm just going to paraphrase it. Pretty much they told him straight up no. They were not going to do it. But then they said, even if our God don't deliver us, which we believe he will, and you believe your husband was going to come through. But even if he don't, it doesn't matter because we trust in him. So what I'm hearing you say is, even when he couldn't be there, even when the process was snail and going slow, you trusted him. And then he would take his last dime, where he could have kept talking to you, writing, Snapchatting, or whatever, WhatsApp, to feed you.
Our case is a lot of factor that against us. The culture factor, the religion factor, the environment factor.
Then they were coming against it, saying it wouldn't work.
All of that against us and people around us.
What were your parents? Were they always on your side?
Yeah.
I love them. Nene and Papa, if for some reason you're able to see us, did you tell them?
Yes.
Okay. So in Guinea, it is 5 o'clock. It's 1 o'clock here. They got about a 5 hour difference.
Yeah, 6 o'clock. Yeah.
Papa and Nene, my sister and my brother, I thank you for believing in him. Thank you for believing in them. And I just want the audience, I just want everybody's watching to believe in love. Like, we don't believe in love no more. So that's why we're not being sincere in our own relationships. And even if you're distant, I spoke with a young lady. She's a model for the fashion show that we're going to talk about. And her husband is deployed. He's in the military. And she said it gets hard. And thank God for technology. They get a chance to talk and everything. But she says it gets hard. Now, they got 5 children. So she's raising them by herself. Dacia's mother, one of the models.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, we're going to speak on distant love. She said, I'm living that life. If you're living that life, if your spouse is deployed, if they work out of town, if they travel, right?
Yeah.
How about I'm going to go this way? What about if you're separated? What if you're going through and you're separated, but both of you really feel like the marriage is going to work? Don't give up, right?
Never give up.
Never give up. Never give up. That's awesome.
The one thing I can add to that, that helped me with my husband, because we were in 2 different continents, and the confidence we had in each other, the respect we have in each other.
Say that again. Say that word. I want the ladies to hear this.
The confidence,
Right. But what's that R word you use?
the respect we have in each other help us a lot.
Why do you respect him?
Why we respect each other? Because everything we were saying to each other is in like it's from the heart. The sincerity of what we are saying is you see it in the actions.
Why do you respect her? Why is she such a jewel to you? Are you about to cry? Do we have some tissue? You.
No. She is a strong person, and she carries herself in a way that demands respect. Just from the time that I met her, she was outgoing, and if you know anything about culture in Guinea, of how like limited opportunities are for women, the fact that I saw her giving a presentation, she was working, like, okay, something is different about her personality, her upbringing probably, and this is just like, before I had ever even spoken to her, so I'm like, okay, this one has a spark. And it's just some people you can't. They have an aura about them, like you know not to do certain things around certain people.
Right.
It's just that was around her, and even when I got to know her, it just became more clear that those things were there. Like her older brother respects her, all of her younger siblings respect her, they look up to her. Her parents respect her. She does so much for her family and carries so much responsibility that there's nothing else we can do but respect that and just make sure that as a husband I can give her some rest from all the responsibilities that she had, and just to be there and just be around a person who is loving and sincere, considerate. Like when I was over here doing the process, at no point did I ever feel like she was behind my back talking about me or putting pressure on me. There would be times where she would feel sad and down because it's not taking long, and I'll have to be strong.
It was taking long.
Right. No. Yeah, it was taking long because it was taking long. And then there would be times that I would be down and say because it was taking long.
And she'd uplift you.
It would be funny. We were never down and sad at the same time.
That's so awesome. So when you're weak, she's strong, and that's how it's supposed to be. I'm gonna jump to something before we jump to the next subject. This is going to help my single sisters, and you want to tune in next week because I got two awesome sisters on the show, and we're going to talk about being single and being able to enjoy your singleness, right? So, Mariam, I want you to talk about, and you guys have a little piece of each. And it's still, I think you still kind of going through this, the adjustment you had to make. Now, he said he wanted to give you that rest because you had so much responsibility on your shoulder. But tell us about the chair on the bed and the light bulb because you're so used to being independent. Now, somebody who wants to tell that one?
So that it's still funny for me because
Was this on your
I still
honeymoon?
don't know how to do it.
Was this honeymoon time?
Yes, like 2 days after the wedding.
Okay.
So with my family, I don't used to wait for somebody to do something for me.
Independent women. That's why I want my single sisters to hear this. Okay.
So I push all of the furniture in my parents' house. I clean up everything. I put the nails on the wall, and I fix stuff broken inside on the other side.
Can I stop you a minute? You're talking Chinese. Not because of your accent. Not because of your accent. When you just said nail, you asked them to translate nails.
Yeah.
You need to translate nails for me in English because I don't do that. So I don't know how to paint and barely clean and wash. I know how to wash dishes. I don't like to, but I'm just saying. You're saying this with a straight face, and I'm sure my other daughter, Saudi, you probably make her head hurt. But anyway, go ahead. Tell us everything that you do.
So that all of the things I would do, I'm telling you, is not I'm doing it because I have to do it because I love doing it.
Oh.
I love doing it. I love fixing everything. So I do many things. So the fan in our room.
But you look like you don't do nothing. But okay, go ahead.
Yes, and that is the thing that impressed everybody. When they saw me doing something, they said, "Oh, you look like you cannot clean, push anything." I'm like a real man. In Guinea, I'm up 7 days. After my work, where I was employed, I engaged in 3 non-profit organizations.
You have a job.
Yes,
You went to
I
an
had
8-hour
job.
job and still came home.
I got 8-hour job. I can
Okay.
finish my 8-hour job and go to the community service after job, or after that I go to the party with my
You
friends.
party though.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I did
You
all of
party,
that.
work.
And the
Tell
thing-
us about the bed. Go with the bed and the chair and the light bulb.
So-
They got to hear this.
the fan was not turning well, and
Ceiling fan.
yes, ceiling
Okay.
fan. So
Okay.
I put it because I cannot reach it.
It was a fan on the ceiling. It wasn't a ceiling fan.
Okay,
like
what is
you
that?
Imagine a ceiling
Well,
fan.
I get it. Okay,
Like,
explain.
Here in the United States, ceiling fans have a long, they're designed to be on the ceiling.
Right.
This was a fan that was attached to the silk.
Right. Okay.
So technically, yes.
But it was something close. Yeah, it's something close for the, I don't know if the safety or what, why they design
Okay.
it like that.
Right. Old school.
Yeah. But for selling.
Right.
So I don't
Kind of bootleg. But you know, but I got you. Bootleg still a bit.
I cannot reach it when
Right.
I just stand in the bed. So I take a chair, I put in the bed, I
Chair.
climb.
Hold up, stop. A chair in the bed. I don't want to stand up in a chair on the floor. How did the chair stand? Did it? It was just straight. You just okay. So
Yeah,
you took the
because-
chair,
Yeah,
put it on the bed.
yeah, because sometimes I have balance. Okay.
Okay.
I have balance, so I found my balance on top of the chair, and I was fixing the pan.
Now I want to hear what happened. Give him the mic. He walks in the room. You're on the chair, on the bed.
I don't know
So this
where
is the
I
bed.
was where she was doing this because I thought I had left her like asleep or resting or watching TV or something. I knew that the fan was broken and it was hot, so we needed the fan. But I come out and she's up on the chair fixing the fan, and I'm like, "What are you doing? Get that? That's my job."
Say that again.
I said, "That's my job."
She didn't understand that. And then you just got her out of the chair. That was foreign to you.
She kept fixing it.
Oh, even after you said it.
I got 3 brothers.
Right, you got 3
I
brothers.
got 3 brothers.
Which is-
and my
Well,
father.
I really don't understand why you're doing it.
And
But
my
okay.
father. But that doesn't stop me doing stuff they have to do. And I put together beds when we have the bed, the metal thing. I don't wait for a man to come do it for me.
Okay, now stop right
Because
there.
I'm impatient.
Stop. She don't wait for a man to come and do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into next week's topic. You don't wait for a man to come and do it, but you never said you didn't want a man. Okay, stop right there. Don't. But that's next week's subject. Because you know I coach women, and I talk to women who said, "Well, no, I don't need a man. I got this career. I got the house and the car, and okay, so I don't know what else they're doing to take care of themselves, if you know what I mean. Okay, if you go out, but then they probably got to maintain this person to do that. But and I don't mean the super. But anyway, then when I really get to talking to them and start peeling layers back in a coaching session, they do want to be loved. But they've had to do this so long that they've built this facade that they even believe. Right? If that isn't your case, you're just independent and you don't let it stop you. So now I want to jump into the love for community and talk about African Unity Initiative. I want to talk about the love of fashion. But I want to, just a little piece, I want to let them know just how strong you are, but loving you are. So what they don't know is that you are a survivor. This is, March is Women's History Month. So we've been saying Happy International Women's Day on Facebook and Happy Women's Day. But you are indeed a woman who knows how to be a lady. And even when you were suffering with I don't use the word hate a lot. I rarely use hate. I don't care how much I've been hurt or what have you. I don't hate anybody. But I hate, I'm telling you, I hate cancer. It has taken from me some people that I adore. And I know people that are very close to me right now I hate cancer. But cancer came knocking at your door, opened up and jumped all on you, and you jumped back on that thing at 20 years old? 21. Give us a little snippet of it because I want to jump into the other thing.
So I was just my first year in college.
First year in college.
So I was so happy, wanted to be one of the top at the end of my 3 years in college. And I got cancer. I got stomach ailment in my stomach, a big tumor.
So tell them how, with the tumor and the cancer and the chemo, did you have to do radiation as well?
Yeah.
And the radiation?
Yeah.
How you had people around you.
So I had my family when I did the surgery in Guinea. my uncle Siraj Jabari, who worked in Kamsa, helped me a lot because because of him when that I got the surgery that quickly, and I got my chemo and the radiation and everything. But my parents cannot afford to have somebody with me because I had to be in another country.
So let me explain. So in Morocco.
Morocco, yes.
So she's in one country, not a city, not a state, not another street. Because her parents couldn't afford
So
the hospital cost.
to take me
To take you back
somebody,
and forth.
so somebody with me to take care of me there.
Because the hospital was in Morocco.
Yes.
And your parents couldn't afford to be there and stay.
Yeah.
Or take you back and forth.
No.
So you stayed in the facility to
Yeah,
get your
I
treatment
was
alone.
at the hospital because
Alone.
they have rooms that you can be like months there, and it's like hotel room, like almost.
So I want you to motivate. There are some people going through this
I know.
that they've given up.
Mhm.
Talk about the people around you that had given up and what you used to do to refuse to give up, even though that ugly
So-
thing called cancer was on you.
And let me tell you, I got a heavy cancer. A heavy cancer, really. And I was all but not patient. I was like bad patient.
Okay, she was a bad patient. She wasn't your good patient.
So
Okay.
I wasn't a good patient because after my surgery, like a month after my surgery, a big surgery, because I was in what reanimation. When you are like
Oh, intensive care.
intensive care for 3 months.
I know a little French. I know a
Pardon,
little
for 3 days
Yeah.
in intensive care. But a month after, I was in a nightclub with my friends.
Okay, so did you hear that? Let's just get that. Pull that camera in. 3 weeks after her surgery, she was in ICU almost a week. Right after that, she was in the nightclub.
Yeah.
Okay, so she refused to stay in that house feeling sorry for yourself. How would you motivate the patient?
Because
I need them to hear
let
that.
me tell you something. The sickness, that doesn't kill you. It's what you think about how you feel that's gonna kill you.
So I made
I
a
wasn't
post.
sick in my head.
Where were you sick? You were sick in your body.
I was sick on my body, in my body, but not in my head.
So I put a post on Facebook the other day. I said, "Do you take some time to think about what you're thinking about? Like, what are those thoughts? We can't control the thoughts that come in
Yeah.
our head, but we are in complete control of how long those thoughts stay and whether they take root." Now, just in case, if any questions or anybody, have we had any questions? Because I want to answer them. Anybody called through? Okay. So, you said the cancer was in your body.
in my body,
Not in your
my
mind.
head. No, not in my mind.
In your mind, you were well.
I was so well.
So tell them, just a snippet.
So
Encourage them.
to just tell you a little bit why I'm saying I was sick on my body, why I was doing my chemo. I'm taking a week, the moment of the treatment, because you do like 3 days treatment, you rest for 21 days, and you do it again. So that was my process. So everybody have different processes depending on the cancer you had. So my 3 days for the treatment, when I finish, take like a week, take care of myself, moisturize my body every day, take my shower morning and evening, moisturize my body, eat healthy, and sleep. That week, I don't leave my room. I get real rest. After my week, I get up, take my shower, moisturize my body, eat healthy. I wear cute clothes. Wear my wig because I didn't have
Would you wear
hair.
cute clothes?
Cute clothes.
Right after you did your chemo.
After a week after
And
my
your hair was gone, so you
no,
wore your
I
wig.
didn't have hair.
You didn't have hair, so you
No,
wore your
I
wig.
just wear my wig.
Okay.
I wear heels.
Oh, no, you didn't wear no heels.
I did. I wear
Wow.
heels,
Yeah.
and I go shopping. I go to the restaurant.
So,
I have
so
fun.
I'm gonna say it for you, Timmy. We understand that the treatment can be serious.
Yeah.
Right? But live.
Live
Right.
life.
I made a decision that one thing I was gonna do before I die was to live. Is that my time? Oh, okay. So we're gonna jump right into, can't see any of that. got to jump right into. I want them to be motivated. I want you guys to look at her. She came through that thing, and this is your what year of survival?
7 years.
7 years cancer free. Now, if that don't get an applause, I tell you what, that's huge. That's awesome. You encouraged them, and she used to go around to the room to the people that were depressed and told them to leave. If you don't do anything else, and if you don't get anything else out of this program or anything, just make a decision that every day God wake you up, decide that you will live that life. You guys are in love with something else, and you have a relationship with something called community. Now, I know we don't have a whole lot of time, but they need to know about African Unity Initiative. Let me tell you what they need to know. They need to know what it is, why it is, and why you spell African with K.
True. Okay. So, African Unity Initiative is a community and economic development nonprofit organization that I founded. I've been working on since 2008, and we got incorporated in 2014 and actually became a 501c3 incorporated nonprofit in the United States. And what we do, and you are alluding to it very well with the love of community, it is about empowering people to be their own change, to know, to realize that when we look around ourselves every day, we see certain things that catch our eye. And when certain things catch our eye, God gives us insight on certain things, or certain things touch us, that we are supposed to be a part of that solution, not to just look at it, complain, and expect somebody else to do it for us.
So we have a responsibility
To ourselves, responsibility to our family members, and our greater community. So I always tell people that we are a piece of the change, and the way we do things, the way we do our community development, is through building leaders within the community, and getting people weaned from the idea of one central leader who's going to come down and lead everybody, who has the answers for everybody. Everybody has a piece to play, even though, and the way we look at history is kind of flawed, because they make these heroes, posthumously. They make Dr. King seem like he was alone, when after you read certain books about Abernathy and John Lewis and Andrew Young,
yes,
and Jesse Jackson, and
Ella Baker.
I'll get to her. And so the thing is that everybody was a part of a team. Everybody had different strengths. Everybody had something to incorporate into everything working successfully as a machine. And Ella Baker was behind the scenes in the civil rights movement, always behind the scenes, making sure that everything worked. And that is kind of the role that I want to play, and that I'm trying to build into our community, so that we know that everybody else is growing, that there are leaders coming in the next generation, that there are leaders in the current generation, that we are still respecting our elders, and that we're listening to the voices of the people who've already experienced certain things. And so what we're building through African Unity Initiative is a network of people in their communities, having community assessment meetings, considering what's going on, and the people in that meeting taking the responsibility and their resources to do something about it, coming up with action plans, and then through whatever is happening in Atlanta, whatever's happening in Haiti, Rwanda, Uganda, Guinea, Nigeria, that they are connected with one another, exchanging ideas.
Now, you mentioned those countries for a specific reason. Why?
We are working with communities in each of those countries.
Say them again. Right there in that camp.
In Rwanda, in Uganda, in Sierra Leone, in Guinea, in Haiti, here in Atlanta, in budding in Nigeria, in Mali. And there are other countries who are coming on board all the time, just trying to get the instructions on how to start the initial meeting. It all just starts with a community meeting
and a conversation.
Yeah.
So let me jump here. You just got you guys together. You just got awarded by the Atlanta City Council. Tell us about that. That's the plaque and the proclamation and why in the streets, and tell us about that.
And so it's funny because
congratulations.
Thank you. And we don't do it for that. I didn't even know that was happening. And it was just an email that I was sent by the Keeping Atlanta Beautiful Commission, were saying that they were recognizing people who took it upon themselves to go out and do community beautifications. And we have been doing it since 2015, coming from a community asset. So everything that African Unity Initiative does in the community comes from the community itself. It comes from the voices of the people in the community. We don't come in and say what needs to be done. We ask questions. It's about asking and respecting people because we know what needs to be changed. We just need the opportunity to say it. And so this is something that we have been doing periodically from 2015, and something that we will continuously do. We were doing it quarterly, and now we're going to start doing it monthly. But we got the proclamation. We're invited to the city council meeting, and she was able to attend and get the proclamation and take pictures with the council members, which is an honor. And it just, and things like that inspire our counterparts in the other countries to continue to work, to know that, okay, there may not be recognition immediately, but it will come, and that we should just feel good about doing something for ourselves. And our whole goal is to work for ourselves, show our government, our city, and the people with the massive amounts of resources what we can do on our own. And then we can go to them not with our hands out, but as a leader, as someone who has already accomplished something, and feel that, you know, that success to come in and say, all right, now this is what we've done with little to no resources, and we can make this grow, we can scale it, and we can just make it a sustainable activity.
Sounds like your
culture.
own. Sounds like your own little, not little, but sounds like your own Wakanda happening here. We
Right.
have some questions. You don't? Okay. So we got. Okay. And so now, with our last few minutes, we're going to talk about the love of fashion. We got community. We got love of a man and woman. So tomorrow, yay! Tomorrow, there is a big fashion show going on called Sassy But Classy. And we call her Tanya Lady T. Wilson. She is the creator of this, not just a fashion show, but I think this is like her visualization, her conceptualization, and it's derived from her daughter dealing with epilepsy. And she unfortunately lost her daughter. I think it's been about 3 years now. And so the fashion show is tomorrow. And we did a fashion show last year, and she saw your fashions and your designs. Did you make that what you have on? Did you design that? You designed this dress,
Yes.
Yama Elegance, and the show is tomorrow.
Yes.
And so you have a number. Tell us, we only have a few minutes. So tell us real quick, how many models do you have modeling your fashions tomorrow? And if you can remember any of their names, because I told them I was going to call out their names today. Call out their names. Just how many models, and just how you feel about being in it, real quick.
So it's been an honor for me to participate for that cause, because it's a really great cause to have people with some kind of needs.
Disorder. Uh-huh.
So
How many models do you have?
I have 13 models.
13.
Yeah.
So let's
13
just call them out. Let's just make them feel good. I know we have, let's call the kids. You can remember.
We have my princess.
Okay. Miss Kayla.
Kayla. We have
Hannah.
We have Natalie.
Natalie.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
We have the adults.
Okay.
Valencia.
We have Valencia.
We have
Audrina.
We have
Gemini.
Gemini.
Uh-huh. And the guys, can't forget them. At least you can name them. Damien.
Damien, James,
and Demario.
Demario. We have two people who named
two Deja.
2 days here.
So we just want to shout them out.
Yeah,
you're gonna be
really
tired.
great for me to have them wearing my clothes.
Yes,
I'm really excited to see the results
so stand
of
up
that
real
work.
quick. I don't know if the camera can get you when you stand up. I just want them to see what you got. Work it out. Let me see it from the back. Work it out. All right. Yes. Okay. Look, I just want to thank you. This is just the first of many. Give it up for the leads. What an applause they need. So, I just thank you for taking your time out this Saturday to hang out with me, Linda Lee, on your internet TV. And I try my best to do my part from the start to come straight from my heart. Until next Saturday, I love you and I'm out.
Lee Legacy Productions presents 50 Miles Per Hour, the stage play that answers,
What do you do when your relationship's midlife crisis is bigger than yours?
50 Miles Per Hour takes you on a roller coaster ride through this complex thing called getting older. So whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, or older, you'll laugh.
I'm Freddie. You can call me Ready Freddie.
You'll cry.
You stopped being my friend a long time ago.
And you'll definitely be able to relate.
Yeah, girl, I'm tired of meeting guys on those stupid dating sites. I tried a new one. Ooh, SookySookyNow.com. I got desperate with that one.
50 Miles Per Hour, Saturday, April 28th at the Kroc Center Theater.
967 Dewey Street, Atlanta.
Woman, what you want from me? I work every day. I pay all the bills. I keep food in the refrigerator. I put up with you, your friends, your mood swings. For God's sake, I'm only human.
50 Miles Per Hour. Tickets are on sale now at Eventbrite.com.
Also, your tickets include a meet and greet reception.
Don't miss 50 Miles Per Hour, a Lee Legacy production.